Alright people, we're coming to put it all together because we've been dry brushing the heck out of this. It actually all looks really cool now. It all tied together nicely. Even this, which is supposed to be a 28mm building, has tied nicely in with the overall set. So what we're now doing is we're referencing one of our photos from earlier to see how we laid it out, but we're probably going to make some minor tweaks and changes and stuff. So if you have a look, oh, this just turned itself off for some reason. Oh well. The shield generator, for example, used to be over here in the reference picture, but we're thinking instead we'll bring it over to maybe in around there. With and where's its connector? Is this one? Is it?
That's the higher connector, I think.
Yeah. Is it the low connector? There. And it came
might
off.
Be the likes of that. Maybe come off there like that. I'm not sure.
It originally came out of. It just came out of one of those.
Well, actually, what we had was something like that.
If it's here, there's enough space around that the ships can turn afterwards.
Yeah.
At this point, this is the primary target.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep in mind that we want ships to be able to come in, bomb the thing, and sweep around to be able to go away and then come in for another bombing run.
Yeah, not just smashed into the side of the AT-AT, which would be bad.
Yeah, it would be fun.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah. So it brings up another issue though at this point. Okay, now we've started to lay things out. I've been chatting away with Killian. Now, Killian, originally we had this sort of height.
So that's the standard height that ships would be of their two stems, but that's a bit low on the table.
Yeah, for a few reasons. So we've got X-wings. Bring the 3 X-wings over because they're better.
So that's the standard 2 height one. That is now one with 3, and that's getting better.
So let's look at this, right? Now, what was the problem with this? Why did we not like it? Well, when you were skimming in over the top of this, it all looked pretty cool, right? But when you got to here, you were basically at building height, and we thought, you know what, it's a bit dopey that they'd be flying that low. Fair enough, we could raise and lower these things if we wanted. So then we went to, what is this, 3 stems high?
That's a 3.
And that got us to the point where it looked like we weren't going to crash into buildings and stuff. But I think the optimum for us is to be 4, isn't it 4 stems high?
That's 4 stems high.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. We're clearing this, no problem. We're clearing AT-ATs essentially as well. It looks like we can fly over AT-ATs. But when we actually go to play the game, and I'll just come over here into the tree line, hopefully from over there, can you see that? Whereas if I drop in
a 2 and a 3.
A 2 and a 3, I bet you that's quite hard to see, and that's not so easy to see. But what we'll probably do is we'll have them at 2 or so at level 3 and level 4.
Yeah, we'll have a mix of that. I think it'll make it work a little bit
so
better.
When we actually come to play the game and film bits of it, you'll actually be able to follow what's going on. We're still at tree level, but we're up a little higher that the cameras can get in and see what's going on.
Because 2 stems works fine for the space mats. Does that make sense? There's no massive obstacles.
When I play in space, I basically just use 1 stem.
Yeah, 1 stem. That's just fine for that. But here, 1 stem would look awful. You'd be skimming the ground.
Well, it'd look cool cinematic-wise.
Yeah.
But you'd never see it. You'd be like, because I'd be like, here I am, and you're like, where? Where are you? So I think this is it.
But even in terms of scale with the trees and everything, that looks about the right height. It looks like they're actually going through the forest flying low.
Yes. They're not on the ground.
Yeah.
They're just in the tree line. Yeah, so it's looking good. Warren's beavering away. Things are coming together.
Yeah.
You can also see the tree line has changed a lot since earlier.
There's a lot more trees here. This is probably looking like Endor now.
And we're not finished yet.
So what Warren was after, he was after not clumpiness, but that you could actually see the direct sort of routes. Come on round here, Lance. People might be able to see if you shoot from that angle that you can see defined bombing runs in towards the shield generator. Whereas when earlier when it was clumps of trees, it was just little plots of trees everywhere.
And we still have these guys to put in as well, the ATSTs.
Yep. So what we need to do now, and that's why we've started arranging the base, is because we need to put some trees in around the base, but we have to put the base in place first. And I quite like those there, you see in the middle, because if it was me and there was a clearing in the forest, I'd want to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you would think people, that's cool because they're flying up this to attack it. But to get through this, they've got to maybe take shots from a gun.
And this is what we talked about earlier, having like a phased battle going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and Kenny have been discussing maybe breaking up the ships that they come in waves. So maybe wave 1 would be X-Wings. And their sole purpose is to take these guys out. So as the next wave of A-Wings can come in,
Yep.
and the idea of the A-Wing is they're there to deal with opposing TIE fighters and stuff that we'll introduce.
You have to essentially clear away the enemy fighters for the bombers, which are coming in the third wing.
Yeah, so as Killian says, Wing 3, Y-Wings are coming in
Y-Wings coming in.
to take care of the shield generator, because by that time, hopefully, for the Rebels, the X-Wings have taken care of the turrets, the A-Wings have the TIEs tied up,
Yep, interceptors, so we're going to deal with the enemy fighters, keep them away from the bombers.
and that gives the Y-Wings a chance to get through into their target. But if things haven't gone to plan, and for example, the X-Wings haven't managed to deal with the turrets, the Y-Wings are still going to come in, but they're going to be taking shots from those turrets. So I think it'd be really interesting. What we should do is we should probably declare that they're both coming in on separate tracks. Am I getting overexcited here?
You worry about those trees. Let me worry about the turrets. Sorry, how did I? Yeah, I think it's starting to look good.
That's coming up with ideas there.
Yeah.
This dude's too far in now, so we gotta get him back.
Put on his higher base.
But let's get the rest of the trees on. Let's get it all properly dressed now. I'm so excited. Actually, this has just worked out really, really well.
Well, you don't often walk up to a table of X-Wing and go, I want to play on that table, because usually a table of X-Wing just has a map.
John's finished the pigments on
Yeah.
those.
Oh, here we go.
Those are looking a lot nicer now.
But this now has that moment of you walk into a room and you go, I want to play on this.
These are the bulldozer maws.
The Ewok clearing devices.
Ewok clearing devices. That is now looking like an Imperial base.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's there's a lot going on. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm very, very excited about this.
We've got a cannon here.
Yeah, I don't know whether we're going to have a use for this one or not. Probably not.
That's fine. I don't think we should throw too
I don't want
much
to put
at it.
too much on it. Like ion cannons. I imagine an ion cannon is a fairly rare thing.
Well, Hoth, they had one.
Yeah, to try and
They
stop
didn't have two, and if you're two sitting side by side, it's going to look weird. It's
Yeah,
going to look very weird.
So yeah, we'll save that one if we decide that it's worthy of putting on. We'll do that. Will I check my flies up this time? Thank you very much for all that posted about Spurs were down the league and everything else. So yeah, there we go.
Check now.
Right, let's get the trees on,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can do some play testing and wrap up this live blog. But I'll tell you what, setting up an X-Wing mission game like this, all the terrain, all the table, all the rules, everything all done in one day,
That's pretty good.
it's quite an achievement, I think.
Well, you're congratulating ourselves. We have to move on to actually play testing now. Let's see if we can get all the rules.
Don't jinx it.